Okay, let's try that again. We completely disrupted the system ourselves this time. This is Tarot Tuesdays with Chris. We are gonna make this happen. Spirit, please kindly give me 3 cards for Chris. 3 cards, please. Three is all I need. Oop, there's 1. Past, present, future. 3 cards for Chris. 2 cards now. 2 cards would be lovely. 2 cards for Chris, please and thank you. How you doing? It's so dark out, but it's so much later now. Two cards, please, Spirit, for Chris, so that I may tell him about his past, present, future. 2 more cards, please. 2 more. Two cards. Two cards, please. And hopefully I won't knock the camera over again. That would be lovely. 2 cards, please. Spirit, could you kindly please give me 2 cards for Chris? Otherwise, I will have to choose. And I would rather not do that. I would rather them come out organically. Either still relevant, but I think it's better when Spirit gives me the cards. That almost came out. Ooh, that was too many, Spirit. That was much too many. I just need 2. 2, please. Just 2. Just 2, please. Have you ever gone and camped out in your backyard or near your home? That was a random memory that just came to me. In retrospect, it was probably not the safest thing to do, but in the 90s, nothing was really safe. Definitely not in the early 2000s. Alright, we're just going to pick 2 top cards. And we're going to go with that as they come. Okay. Okay. Now that we dealt with the cats, I've got your cards. And what we have here to start, to just jump into it, is let's try that. It's the nine of wands. So the 9 of wands, and this is in your past. So the 9 of wands in my deck is there's stairs, and then you have the wands, the branches, which is what the wands is representing in this deck. The branches are all upon these steps, and it's, you can hopefully see, let's try that. It gets darker as you go down, but as you go up, you get into this glorious, beautiful light, and you end up having a bright, beautiful yellow moon, crescent moon. And so what it means is, the 9 of wands, when it's in the upright, means that you have come up against great adversity. You have dealt with extraordinary things in your life, or maybe even recently, or both. And while you have been in this battle, we'll say, you come out victorious. While you might be feeling exhausted, you might be feeling out of sorts from the basically what this kind of battle would take from you, whether emotionally or spiritually, maybe physically, but typically more emotionally or spiritually. You usually would get this card when you're feeling like beaten down, or you're feeling, and that's a pretty good description, when you're just feeling beaten down by a situation, and you are in the middle of, or just out of, struggling with something intense and something that took a lot out of you. It almost seems like you're a domino, and just when you think that you have achieved, you get knocked down again, and then you have to keep doing it over and over and over again. But the 9 of wands is asking you to have a sense of trust that this is just a test. This is just testing you, your resilience, your moxie, if you will, your ability to overcome. It serves to show you, or it's supposed to show you, that you are getting stronger from where you started. And so it is just a temporary obstacle in your way that you are overcoming. You have to understand that you have the resources you need. You have the abilities that you need to be able to overcome whatever difficulty gets in your way. Whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you find that you do stumble and you have a setback, this is telling you to get back up and try it again. Keep going. This is telling you that you're doing the right thing. You're moving in the right direction. Just to keep going. It also suggests that along the way, you have people who support you. It asks you to gather your supporters, those who really have your best interest at heart, those whose love is unconditional, and collect these people along the way, because these are going to be the ones that, as you come up to these different obstacles and you were successful in the face of them, these are the people who are going to be your cheerleader. These are the people who are going to who are going to love you and support you no matter what. These are the people who want to help you along the way. And so my advice to you would be that if somebody offers you help, or to take a load or a burden off of you, or just to offer you love, to offer you a piece of themselves, to take it. There are people in this world who really do just want the best for you, and they just want to see you succeed. So be aware that if you put up too many barriers, if you put up too many walls, no one's going to be able to get to you. And while that may seem like you're going to be keeping yourself safe, you're also going to be keeping yourself very lonely. And it is not a sign of weakness to lean on other people. In the reverse, also maintain your boundaries, protect yourself, and don't let anyone else be an energy vampire. And you don't have to be cruel to be assertive. It's okay to say no when you need to, but you need to know the difference between someone genuinely trying to love you and someone who just simply wants to take. Because sometimes it can look very similar. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for that card. So what I have next for you in your present is the Eight of Pentacles. While your Eight of Pentacles is in the reverse this time, and it is in my deck signified by a spider web, where the spider is in the center and it's surrounded by the pentacles. It is in the reverse. What it means in the upright is it signifies mastery of a skill, a mastery of what maybe a hobby, just mastering something that you do, that you like to do, that you want to learn. And when it's in the upright, it just means that you're going full force on working on whatever it is you are you're working hard on whatever it is. Excuse me, it is pretty late at night. You've just got you're just being very hardworking, and you're very determined, and you're just pushing forward. It can also mean furthering your education. It can mean just any way of really bettering yourself as far as skills go, or a hobby that you really enjoy, things like that. When it's in the reverse, when it's in the reverse, it still means that you are working hard and you're focused on improving yourself, personal development, whatever. And you're being very very strict about it. You have to be careful not to be too strict, though. If because how do I explain this? While even reversed, the Eight of Pentacles still means that you're working on yourself, and you are trying to do what's for your best self. It can also mean that you're focusing too hard on perfection. And it's harming you. Thing is, when you focus too hard on making something perfect, or what your idea of perfect is, it's never going to go the way that you want it to. It's not. When you focus on the details, you lose the bigger picture. Forest through the trees kind of thing is what I think of. When you focus on the details, you just kind of lose the journey when you think too closely on the details. But if we're going along with this forest thing, if you focus too much on if you focus too much on the bigger picture, then the end result just ends up sloppy. So you have to have an equal and even balance. You need to find a balance. And you need to remember, why did you start on this journey to begin with? What was the point? Further, when you focus too much on perfection, for instance, anytime there's any kind of deviation, or you need to go in a different direction, well, it's the same thing, or just any unexpected change, this just fosters an environment for you to panic. And that's not good, because why on earth would you want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to end up in a frenzy? At the end of the day, perfection isn't real. There's no such thing. And you need to learn how to embrace imperfection. If, for instance, you're working on something, maybe a specific project, maybe you're working on a friendship, whatever, person, place, thing, doesn't matter. Maybe you're working on something pretty hard, but it's not giving you the desired outcome, the desired results. Perhaps you're just feeling frustrated. Perhaps you're disappointed by the lack of progress, and what it could just mean is that maybe this isn't for you. Maybe maybe you're distracting yourself from something much bigger. And perhaps what you need to do is take a step back and look at, figure out if what you're focusing on is the right thing, or if you need to shift and rebalance and retool and get back to what you were originally trying to do. So, in short, you need to realign for your present, whether it's like your present right now, or it's in your near, very, very near present. Because again, time is wibbly wobbly. And finally, you have another card in the reverse. You have the Hanged Man. And this is for your future, near future, like distant future, whatever. In mine, it is signified by a bat hanging upside down with glowing red eyes. And you got this in the reverse. Now, when it's in the upright, the Hangman is just the universe telling you that you need to pause. You need to put a hold on whatever it is that you are doing, because sometimes the universe knows something that you don't. And if you don't do this, if you don't take a pause, if you don't hold on to whatever it is, the universe has a way of coming in and just doing it for you. And you don't want that to happen, because when the universe has to come in and pull rank on you and come and clean up the situation, the result that you're going to get may not be exactly what you want, what you thought you wanted. Could go as far as breaking your heart. When you get when you get the Hangman in the upright, that is what that means. Now, you got it in the reverse. The Hangman is telling you this is a little bit of a sad energy. Very similarly, I swear I can speak. The Hangman is saying that you need to know when you need to hit the snooze button yourself, when you need to pause, when you need to take a seat. But unlike the upright, you're resisting it. Instead of taking a breather, you are distracting yourself with different things, different projects, whatever. You're distracting yourself from what you actually need to look at, the real issue. Spirit, your being, your body, everything is telling you to cool it, slow it down, but you keep going. Much like I mentioned for the upright, the universe is only going to allow you to keep going in this way for so long. It may happen that if you continue to ignore what the universe is telling you, this is going to be a crash and burn situation. Now, the universe isn't going to give you things that aren't necessarily for you. That is a completely man-made, free will kind of thing. We do that to ourselves. We end up with situations and people that aren't for us because we made decisions for ourselves. Spirit and the universe give us signs all of the time to let us know what we need to do, what direction we need to go in, and who is or is not for our best good. When you get the Hangman in reverse, it can also mean that you're in a situation where you feel stuck, or there's a restriction, or that other people or situations have made you feel like you're on hold. It is important to let go of how you think things should be. Go with the flow. Don't have such a grip on life. Because once you do that, the universe goes, this isn't part of the plan, and completely switches it up on you altogether once more. If you were already in a situation where you feel like your life's been on a hold or a pause, getting the reversed Hangman is actually a positive thing. It says that you can now move forward with a rejuvenated perspective, sense of self, new energy. Could be that you find that engagements or events or things with other people, things that you want to do, seem to line up a little bit easier. You may have already had an understanding, realization that you need to do things differently. And you may have already worked through and are now prepared to be able to do that. If you have some kind of relationship that's on a hold, when you get the Hangman in reverse, it means that you are fine with waiting around to a point. It could just be that you have an understanding that this situationship or relationship is bound to upgrade, and because of the nature of it, you're not gonna rush it. But you don't want to wait forever either. And eventually you will have a time when you'll have to figure out a plan. Very similarly, it could also mean that you're stalling on a decision or making an action. Waiting until you feel 100% about it. But here's the thing. You're never going to be 100% ready. That's not a thing. Like, we can't just build safety nets all over our life. We wouldn't get anything done. There are no safety nets. So what you should take from this is something's happening. You shouldn't wait. You should not wait. You have everything you need right now to make the decision, take the leap. And if you don't, the universe is going to clean the mess up for you, and it probably isn't going to be the outcome that you necessarily want or think you want. This ended up being a long one, but, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. This is going to take me forever to upload, so I will most likely send this to you tomorrow on Wednesday. I hope that you have a lovely night.